Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, we have another episode for you, but we're going to be talking about this damn Ben Simmons, so make sure you go and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all know, at least for the people that have been on this channel for quite some time now, I have always said that Ben Simmons is one of the laziest NBA players we got going today, at least in recent times that I've seen. And people always say, "But how can you say Ben Simmons is lazy?" No, I absolutely believe what I'm saying, that Ben Simmons is an absolutely lazy basketball player, considering that level of talent. Let me just repeat that. Let me reiterate that so people are clear on this. During a recent interview that he just did on the JJ Redick podcast, he sat down with JJ Redick and he was asked to speak about the lack of development in his shooting, right? In his shooting that he hasn't, developed. And in typical JJ Redick fashion, instead of doing what is best for the audience interest, because we're tuning in, you're doing this for the audience, not for the guy. Instead, he's lobbing him these softballs. Let me ask him in this way. Let me not poke him too much. Instead of just, going directly at him, he's there sugarcoating things. I don't know why. Are you in the media for NBA players, or you're in the media for the viewing public? So instead of, basically addressing it, he was there making excuses for him. So what we want to do is we want to play that exchange for you guys, and then we're going to come back and react to it. So take a listen to what Ben Simmons had to say here.
The narrative around you, unfortunately, because of the shooting narrative, all the awesome stuff you do sort of gets not overlooked because you've won, you've been all NBA, you've been an all-star, you've been on all the defensive teams, but that narrative around the shooting is so constant. How frustrating is that?
I think for a while it's so repetitive. You're hearing it all the time from everybody. You're like, fucking hell, like just get off my case. Like I do other stuff too. Like I'm guarding the best players. And that's one thing I don't think people respect that enough. Like what I'm bringing to the court. And for me, I just want to win. So people also don't understand my goal is to purely win. I don't go out there. I'm not trying to have this many points, whatever it is. My goal is to win. So I'm trying to do whatever I can during the game and make the right plays and the right reads to help my team, win. But that is for sure frustrating. But it's also one of my weaknesses. So it's like, when we get mad at people for saying I'm not good at something, like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm practicing, get better. It is what it is. And that's just a part of the game. Like, I don't think if I was like a guy that sucked and people didn't care, then people wouldn't be mentioning my name, which is also for me, it's like I'm proudful of being who I am because people expect a high level of basketball from me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fair to nitpick players, and there's, you look at Giannis, and Giannis has won MVPs and he's widely considered the best or one of the best players in the world. And people nitpick his shooting. People nitpick his free throws. And there's just not a perfect player. When the shooting dialogue comes up, though, the thing I always talk about, and I think it was Kirk Goldsberry who first really shared this. He's a stats guy from ESPN. But your 3-point shot creation for others over like a 3-season stretch was number one in the league by far. You know what I mean? So like, yes, you weren't shooting threes, but you were getting guys like me.
Too, when Trey came on.
You
Trey
were,
brought this up
you were getting guys like me open looks.
Yeah. And that's, I think I've looked at the numbers too, and they're pretty crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah, like that's what basketball is to me. Like if I have JJ Redick here and I can get him open and get a great shot for him, why would I not do that? And for me, like, that's easy. Those are easy buckets. And, we're trying to make that team guard everybody, not just one guy. So yeah.
So you heard the exchange there. Let me tell you what JJ Redick and Ben Simmons were doing. They were basically looking for justifications for Ben Simmons not to improve. Instead of talking about the obvious, we want to talk about, how many shots generated and this thing and that thing, whatever. Anybody that watched that series between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks will tell you that the lack of shooting from Ben Simmons was an absolute liability to his team on the court. You were not helping your team. I don't know what you're talking about making people better. You were not helping your team because of your inability to shoot the basketball. The Sixers were basically playing 4-on-5. And the Hawks basically could load up on Joel Embiid and the other shooters, or the inverse of that is force Ben Simmons to shoot. Make him be the guy that beats us. Because we know, number one, he's afraid to shoot. And number two, he cannot shoot. Here's the reason why I think that segment was a total, just a waste of time. Let's look at Ben Simmons' stats in the regular season. Let's look at his stats in the playoffs. And let's also look at his stats against that Atlanta Hawks team that I just alluded to here. So let's start off with Ben Simmons' stats in the regular season. Last time he was healthy in 2020-21 season, Ben Simmons in 58 games scored 14.3 points per game, 55.7% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from the three-point line, 61% shooting from the free throw line. He's only improved his free throw shooting since he's been in the NBA by 5 percentage points. He came into the NBA 56. Next year he shot 60, 62, 61. He actually regressed, and he actually regressed the season probably by scoring less points. 6.9 assists per game, that's also down. 3 turnovers per game, that's down. 1.6 steals per game and 0.6 in blocks. Those are his regular season numbers. Let's look at Ben Simmons' stats in the playoffs last time he was healthy. In 12 games, Ben Simmons averaged a whopping 11.9 points per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 1.3 steals, 8.8 assists per game, 7.9 rebounds, shot 34% from the 34% from the free throw line, 0% from the three-point line, and shot 62% from the field. I don't even know his field goal attempts. Now let's look at Ben Simmons' stats in that series against the Atlanta Hawks. He averaged 9.9 points per game, 8.6 assists, 6.3 rebounds in the 7 games that he played. Let's look at the overall field goal attempts in those games. And I believe it is in this may be game 7, he attempted 7 shots. In another game, think about this. For an entire basketball game, Ben Simmons attempted 3 shots. The next game, he attempted 11 shots. The next game, he attempted 10 shots. The next game, 4 shots, 6 shots, and then 4 total shots from what I'm seeing here. In one game, he scored 10, 7, another game, 7, 7, 9, 9, 5, and 13 points in the entire game. Back to what JJ Redick was talking about here. Who in their right mind can make an excuse for this? Who in their right mind? Now you know why I'm telling you that Ben Simmons is lazy. Some people say, but he can't be lazy. How can you say that? He's in the NBA. He can't be lazy. Let me compare Ben Simmons to some other younger players in the NBA. Lonzo Ball. Go look at Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is in. Do y'all remember Lonzo Ball's jump shot? He was shooting from his hip. Lonzo Ball has improved his basketball game and his three-point shooting percentage. Paul George is one of those guys that improved. Pascal Siakam is a guy that came into the NBA, wasn't very refined, improved. Giannis Antetokounmpo, enough said. Brandon Ingram is another guy that's improved. Luka Doncic has been improving since he's been in the NBA. John Morant is somebody that's been improving in the NBA. So when I say he is lazy, I am comparing him to his contemporaries. If they're improving, what's his excuse? For the guys that love to baby young guys, for those guys that like the baby guys, what's your excuse for Ben Simmons? You say, well, he plays hard on defense, you can't be lazy. But Giannis plays hard on defense, so what's your point? Giannis plays hard on defense, so what's your point? And Giannis is still improving. His rebounding has gone up. His assists has gone up. His various percentages has gone up. Field goal shooting percent. His points per game has gone up. Multiple All-NBA teams. He's one more defender, so what's your point? What's the point? Ben Simmons is wasting everybody's time, as usual. JJ Redick, in my opinion, is showing that he's loyal to his NBA players than his audience. Ask the serious questions. This is the reason Charles Barkley is Charles Barkley. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. We catch you all on the next episode. Peace.